Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Ajalam here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and if this is your first time of checking out my channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you get to know anytime I put up a new video. So guys, for today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to cut and sew a simple flare dress for a baby girl. So if you're interested, let's move down to work. Using this African print to make the dress, this is just 1 yard. Okay, and I'll be making this dress for a year-old baby girl. So now I will fold my fabric as if the same way you fold if you're making an 180-degree flare, that is the same way you fold it. So as you can see, I've folded it that way. Okay, and I will now start with the shoulder measurement. So after folding it like this, the shoulder measurement is 8 inches. So 8 inches divided by 2 is 4. So I'll use my tape to check where I have the 4, which is here. So I'll mark this place. I'll just mark a straight line here. Okay, that is where the shoulder measurement will start. I hope you can see the line. So now from that point, I will mark out the length. I want the length of this dress to be 17 inches, but I'll add 1.5 for my seam and to fold the hem area, so making it 18.5, which is here. Okay, so now here I will just mark out that 4, which is here, which is the shoulder. It's here 4. I will come down by half, which is the shoulder slope. Okay, so here now I will mark out the 3, which is the armhole. You should be familiar with this by now if you have been following my tutorials. This is the 3 here, and I'll mark out the same 4, which is for the shoulder, and I'll connect it to a straight line. Okay, I believe you can see my chalk very well. Okay, so now this is the line here. Now for the neck width, I'll be using 2.25 inch, which is here. And the neck depth, I'll use the same thing, 2.25, because it's a really free gown, which is here. Okay, and I'll just connect the neckline like this. Okay, this is the neckline now. So here now I will insert the chest measurement, which is 20 divided by 4, and that is 5. So here is 5. This is the only thing that we need. Okay, so this is the 5. Then I'll add, as usual, 1 inch for my seam allowance, making it 6. That is the point there. So now here I have 3 inches. Half of that is 1.5. That is how to determine the midpoint. So this is 1.5 here. Okay, I will come in by 3/4 inch, which is here. Okay, then I'll connect it to this point. So let me connect it. Let me use French curve and I'll connect. I hope you can see my chalk very well. Okay, I've connected it. This is the point here. So now after connecting it now, I will now mark out the 18.5, like I said, all round. Okay, so from this point I'll check what I have. That is how to determine the length of this area. So I will just check what I have here. Here is 15 inches. Okay, so that is what I'm going to insert here. Then here I will just connect it straight. Anywhere it ends, I will stop there. I don't want it to reach here so that it will not be too big for the girl. So I will just take my ruler and check it and mark it out straight. So here is where I'll end it. Okay, but this is optional. You can decide how big or small you want the flayed dress. Okay, so I'll just mark it out. This is where I'll be ending it. Okay, and then I'll connect it with my free hand. Okay, and this is how simple it is to make that dress. For the back, I folded it this way because there will be no need for zipper allowance. I'll just open it. I'll just use button for the back side, but for this is very okay. So now I'll just cut it out. It looks after cutting it out. This is now the back. Remember now, like my own, the neckline is different from the one on my thumbnail because I later realized that I didn't have button around, close by, so I just cut it the same way I cut the front side. But if you have a button, all you have to do for the back one is to use 1/2 inch to cut it, then later you now open it down. Okay, so let me just use this and cut out something else to show you exactly what I mean. So this is what my fabric is still remaining. So now this is the back, like I was saying. I'll just take it and place it over on this. Okay, so after placing it over here on this neckline, like I used the same way I cut the front and did this back. But if you're putting a button, all you have to do is here, let me connect it to a straight line first. Here I'll just connect it to a straight line. Here, this is the neckline. Okay, instead of coming down like this, you just mark 1/2 or 1/4. But for me, I think 1/4 is okay since I will still open the back. So I will just connect it, all right, from this point with my free hand to this point. Then I'll cut it out. Sure, let me just cut it out so that you follow exactly what I am doing. So after cutting it out, I will now open it now to anywhere you want it to fix the button. That is if you have a button around. So now let me just cut it out. This is it. I'm removing this now. This is the back. Okay, so now I will now open it up here. You can decide how many inches you want it or how low you want it. Okay, so I'll be using 4 inches. It's just a free dress. Okay, this is where I'll cut the cut, where I'll open it up. This is where I'll stop. Okay, so I'll just open it up and stop there at that line. Okay, so now this is the back, while this is the front. Okay, as you can see, it's very easy and simple dress to make. You can actually make this in less than 15 minutes. So now let me just cut out what we'll use to fold it. So now I'll be using this and I'll fold it over like this. Then I'll use this front side, making sure that this folded area is facing this folded part as well. So I'll turn it over like this and I'll cut it. I'll just trace it. That's the neckline. I'll just trace it like this and cut it to any point you're very okay with. So I'll just cut. This is what we'll be using to fold the neckline. Okay, I'm okay here. So I'll just open it up, and you can decide how many inch. If you want it wide, it's up to you. So I think I'm okay with 2 inches. So okay, let me just measure it out. This is the 2 inches here. Let me mark it all round. Then after marking it all round, I'll now cut it out. Okay, so now I'll cut, and that is just that. So for the back, as you can see, I folded it as well, making sure that what you have here will be enough to cover the opening. So now I'll place it over like this. Okay, as you can see, this is where the opening stop, and I'll still have the extra 2 inches again that I'll be using to cut it out. Okay, so now I'll cut off this area first. Then I will stop anywhere that is okay for me. Remember, this is the point where I ended the opening stop. This is the point here. So as you can see, I've marked it. So I'll now add that 2 inches down, the extra 2 inches, which I used on the front. This is the 2 inches now. So from here, I will now cut and give it any shape that you like. Okay, this is how I want mine. So now I'll open it up as well and stop on this point. Okay, so this is it. So now I will trim this and sew it on the back. Let me do the trimming first. So this is it. I've trimmed it. Okay, this one is for the front, so but I will start with the back. So I'll now turn it over, making sure the front is facing this other front. Okay, and I'll keep it like this. So now I'm going to sew and stop here, and I'll do a little thread that I'll use to put the button. This is where I will be fixing it. Then I will now just sew it all the way down. Let me just do that first. So as you can see, I've stitched it, okay, like I explained earlier. So now I will now turn it over like this. You can if you like, you can top stitch. Okay, if you like, you can just use your iron and just give it a good press, and you're good to go. Okay, so here now is where the button will come in. Okay, as you can see, this is where the button will come in. So now I will just join the two shoulders. This is the front. I've done it as well. Okay, so I will join the shoulders together before cutting out what I'll be using to fold the armhole area. Okay, so let me just join the shoulders first. So this is what I have after joining the shoulders together, as you can see. So now I will now cut out what I'll use to close up the armhole area. So as you can see, I'll be using this. I've folded it over already, so that by the time I cut it out, it will be enough for the two, one for this side, one for the other side. I just place it over and I'll just cut it out using this same shape. Okay, let me just do that quickly. I'll just trim it the same way I did the neckline, and I'll place it over and close it up. After that, I'll close up the dress and show you the final look. A good press, this is how it looks. Okay, as you can see, it's already looking beautiful. So that is it for today. Please subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.